feel like you have tried everything? Self-help books, therapy, relationship summits, retreats, online courses, podcasts. But you still struggle with toxic love, attracting narcissistic partners, ongoing anxiety, depression, codependency, love addiction, stress, moodiness, lack of hope, feeling stuck in your career, and you just can't seem to get love right. It's time to heal your unconscious behavioral patterns caused by unhealed childhood trauma. I'm Riana Milne, the love trauma recovery expert and certified life and love coach who helps thousands around the world, and I can help you too. I specialize in helping adults heal from unconscious childhood and love relationship traumas, emotional triggers, and dysfunctional behavioral patterns, which have been impacting them negatively in life, love, or business, to transform and create the life they desire and to have the love they deserve. Talk to me today at rianamilne.com and get the free ebook below to learn more.
Okay, welcome everyone. I'm so excited that you guys are here to find, attract, have love for the holidays. I want to welcome you all and wish you a very happy and most blessed holiday season. Around here, we are not very shy. The people that are in the room, my grads, my students that are here, I welcomed a few as you were coming in the room. I'd like to say hello before I get started to everyone. We are a very friendly family here, and we are from all over the world. And I just love that. We have a mad mission to change the way the world loves by teaching emotionally healthy love and healing any past childhood or love trauma relationships. And I know a lot about that. I sure had childhood trauma myself, not that I knew it as I was going through, because it was not talked about. It was not defined. And I certainly had a couple love traumas. I don't know many people that have not had a love trauma. But they're not very fun. And when I was seeking help, even though I was a therapist at the time, 7 therapist friends of mine could not help me. And it was a very frustrating place to be. You can't change what you don't know or understand. And that is my main quote. And that's what I started my #1 best-selling book with, Love Beyond Your Dreams. You've got to understand something to be able to change it. And once we can heal and change the traumas from our past, plus get the skills that we need to know how to date successfully and to have emotionally healthy love, then it's incredibly successful. So I have such a great joy and honor to work with my clients of all ages, men and women, ages 16 to, who's my oldest now, 76. I work with straight and LGBTQ, singles and couples. And tonight I didn't really want to leave anybody out. So this class is for singles and for couples. It's a little bit longer, but if you guys know me, the students that are here, I never give a fluff course. I love to teach content from my research because I really know that it makes a profound difference in people's lives. Email, it's simple. It's my name, rianamilne@gmail.com. So write that down because there'll be a trivia question at the end. When you send me the answer, I send you back your free worksheets. Plus, that also gives you a time if you had any personal questions or something else popped up, you can reach me. I answer all my emails. Even though I wake up to like 300 a day, I answer all my emails because I think that's very private and personal. And that's something I will never assign to someone else to do. I may be a world coach, but I'm small and hometown for my clients. I'm there. I remember them from years ago. Been in this game 23 years now, and it's so nice to always hear from my clients from the past. We have a really big love fest around here. Now, because I have a lot of podcast listeners, my show is called Lessons in Life and Love with Coach Riana Milne. I always also read the slides as I present them because a lot of people learn by listening. As I do the PowerPoint presentation, I will go very small into a little box. And when I am done, I will come back live. So, okay, here we go, guys. Secrets to finding and having the love you deserve for the holidays. This is so big for me. I mean, when I went through love trauma and I took a little break from dating, I remember just counting the hours of the holidays and saying, is it over yet? Can this be done now? What can I do to busy myself in my mind during the holidays? Either I get together with a girlfriend or my favorite place at the beach. But it's hard to be alone during the holidays, especially after you had a hurtful breakup. So this is why I do free classes from time to time to support everyone that would love to join in and get free education. And my grads and students are always, always welcome back. Going to be 5 tips for singles tonight to find love now, and 5 tips for couples to improve their love relationships, whether you're married or single or whatever that might be. Tonight, you're going to discover the connection between childhood and love relationship issues. Understand what past unconscious patterns could be doing to sabotaging your success in dating and having emotionally healthy relationships. 5 things singles can do now to find quality love, and 5 things couples can do now to have happier relationships. This is for the singles who may be feeling frustrated with dating, so you might have just stopped dating completely. You're so fed up. Or you're tired of being hurt by the partners that you're meeting, and you don't know how to handle it. It's toxic and it's uncomfortable. You may be dating a lot, but not finding the special one. So you date sometimes, then you're off, then you're on again. Or you may be with a partner now, but know deep down that they're not really the right one for you, but you're kind of settling. You just don't want to be alone. If you're tired of picking all the wrong people to date, repeatedly getting hurt by narcissistic partners or those you love, you want marriage and a family, or someone like me, a retirement partner, and you want to know the exact skills to attract and keep an emotionally healthy, evolved partner, then you want to go what we call from dating to mating. If you're in a coupled relationship and you're tired of all the yelling and the fighting, you wonder where your love went. You don't feel very safe, respected, or cherished. Sex is kind of stressful, or it's a chore, or it's barely there at all. I've talked to people who are married in exclusive relationships who haven't had sex for months and months, some over years. So, and you're questioning, should I go or should I stay? It's a big decision. But the most important thing is that you do something to fix it. You want to go from toxic to terrific. If you're wondering if your relationship will survive the holiday season, because we're just starting it now, I look at Halloween as the start of the holiday season. I just love Halloween. My boyfriend and I had a fantastic Halloween week in Key West. We wore like 18 costumes, went to like 20 parties. But if you're wondering if you're going to survive, you may want to stay married, but you just know you can't go on like this. There's no fun, romance, or love connection. You're just hanging in there and staying maybe for the kids. And research shows kids would be happier in a one-parent home with a parent who's very happy instead of a coupled home where the parents are very toxic and yelling all the time. And you keep wondering, is this all there is? So it's time to love in a different way, and you need what we call a relationship rescue. Wherever you are emotionally, just don't worry. If you're struggling up to now, know that this is not your fault, because no one really taught us how to date and sustain relationships successfully for the long term. I know I didn't learn it in my household, and I certainly didn't learn it in high school. I didn't learn it at Penn State in speech communications, and I have a triple master's in psychology, and I didn't learn it there. So you would think, where do you learn it? And it's only until I did the deep research to help myself that I could then help so many more clients, because I finally had the answers I needed. Successful results for love relationships come from my research and are more complex than most people think. They just think, wow, if I'm feeling a little buzzed when I meet this person, that's chemistry. I think we're falling in love, and that's awesome. But chemistry is not the answer to falling in love. There's a more emotionally intelligent and successful way to date that gives you this psychological edge for lasting love relationships. So you attract and have emotionally healthy, evolved, and conscious love relationships. You're not going on chemistry alone. And my teachings are from my research that you're going to learn a lot from tonight in healing childhood and love trauma. And I've been doing this, like I said, for 23 years as a licensed mental health counselor and advanced clinical trauma specialist, because you have to know there is a real and serious connection between the two experiences of unconscious past childhood trauma and love trauma, and who you're attracting into your life. You need to heal from past childhood trauma first to make all your relationships successful. And there's a lot of dating and relationship advice out there. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of coaches. but there's none that get to the deeper psychological issues and to the root of unconscious behavioral patterns. That is my specialty, and I just love it. And I am constantly learning. I was in a class last week. I just got my advanced, which is called CCTP-II certification, and I have a supervisory class coming up in a week. So I'm always investing in my education so I can help my clients best. A lot of singles and couples they're not aware of what they're doing. They're not consciously aware. And once my clients became consciously aware, then I could teach them all what we call the mindset for success tools to go from unconscious behavioral norms and patterns to full conscious awareness. And now that they use the mindset for success, they are so much more confident and empowered when they're out there dating, and they really know how to navigate with love any issues that come up in their coupled relationships. Tonight, we're going to get 4 gifts worth thousands of dollars for you guys. I love to give gifts. I love to get them too, but I just love to give them out. It's just been the way I've been my whole life. There's a lot of holiday savings on the private Life and Love Transformation Discovery Session. If you have not had one yet, it's really important that you do. We uncover so much. If anyone wants to put in the chat what they learned in theirs, that would be awesome. You can save 10% on any VIP one-on-one coaching program with me, whether you're single or a couple, and I offer many. So I'm going to tell you how to get in touch with me. Again, it's just through my email, rianamilne@gmail.com. And I can tell you what programs are available after we do your discovery session. If you're single and you like the idea of being in a group, we have over 17,000 in bonuses tonight for you guys. For the spring group, I'm in with my fall group right now. I have a couple of those students here. I saw them show up, and it's always great, like I said, to have my students in the room. They're great bonuses, and they really help teach you a lot. It's a very robust, full program. There's never a fluff course that I would offer. And again, tonight you're going to get free educational reports for couples and singles when you're here live and stay to the end. So tonight for singles, we have tips for surviving long distance relationships. And for couples, we have 7 tips for strengthening emotional bonds in a relationship. Plus, of course, always when I give a class, I like to open it up at the end to answer your questions, do any coaching for you, answer questions about my programs or anything that you're struggling with. Part 1, tips for singles. And part 2 is for couples and relationship skills, so you can have the secrets to having the love you deserve as a coupled relationship. So I know I have some students, I have some graduates in the room, and I have some new people I haven't met yet. Just a brief introduction. I am a certified global life, love, trauma, recovery, and mindset coach, and advanced certified clinical trauma professional, licensed mental health counselor, drug and alcohol addictions counselor. Those certificates I've licenses I've held for 23 years. I do have my podcast called Lessons in Life and Love. You can get that on every podcast forum. And I've got 115 shows and 250 videos on YouTube. So lots of free education for you guys. I was one of the 5 coaches on the 12-show docuseries, Radical Dating, Finding Lasting Love Over 40. And I'm a #1 best-selling author of 10 books. I just finished 2 more over this summer. And I've been doing motivational speaking since my 20s. I have been featured in Forbes magazine, appeared on all the news stations, done a lot of writing for eHarmony and Digital Romance. Recently, about a month ago, early October, I just won this award out of London called the Global Ignite Vision and Action Award. And I was their top winner. People apply from all over the world, and I won the top award. I was quite honored for that. I am a #1 Amazon best-selling author. You can see Love Beyond Your Dreams is at #1 position. I was nominated as one of the top 100 successful women in business around the world from the Global Trade Chamber of Commerce. Lower right-hand corner is my podcast cover. My course books that go with my notebook is Love Beyond Your Dreams, Break Free of Toxic Relationships to Have the Love You Deserve, and Live Beyond Your Dreams, From Fear and Doubt to Personal Power, Purpose, and Success. And I am appearing in the book, 100 Most Successful Women. Let's get into this good stuff. Part 1, because that's most important. I want to help you tonight. Tips for singles, why you may be struggling to find the emotionally healthy love that you want. We need to solve the issues and get you to have the edge, Be ready to have love this holiday season. It begins with stop doing what you've always done. We've got to break the habits and the patterns of what you're attracting into your life. So secret one, decide to have the love you deserve. Most important, I talk about the 7Ds for success, a lesson my father taught me when I was a young girl. And I added this one, decide, because I know when I decide I'm going to do something, I am 150% all in. This year, I was turning 65 years old. And I'm like, I really want to have someone special this year to celebrate my 65th birthday with, to really, start enjoying myself. I can balance this in now. As a coach, there's a lot to building a global platform, and I've got a lot of that done now. I figured this year is my year, my turn. So I decided this was going to happen for me, and it did. Decide is very important, and then you need the skills and the confidence to attract it. You have to be personally and psychologically ready to start creating the life you desire and be willing to learn to do exactly what I tell you to do when it comes to dating. And that's not about my ego, guys. It's about all the research that I've done and put into either 90-page workbook or 150-page workbook and the Live and Love books, my education that I teach you when I am your coach. When it comes to finding love, mindset is changing everything, and it changes everything in your life. So you'll learn to eliminate for good negative, unconscious, fear-based thoughts about yourself and past relationships by healing any childhood and love trauma. You learn to change the destructive, repetitive, unhealthy behavioral patterns that are sabotaging your dating life and your love relationship. You must know your requirements, wants, needs, and see if someone matches for you early on in the dating process. So this is where the psychology and art of dating successfully comes in. So many people want love so bad that as soon as someone chooses them, they go all in. They're becoming intimate way too soon, and they wonder why people don't stick around. Again, there's so much to learn about having quality love relationships in your life, and you do not want to go all in intimately so quickly. It's very dangerous for you to do that. So don't put your head in the sand. There's many questions and answers you need to know if this person is a great match for you before getting involved. Once you're intimate, this is what happens. The dopamine and phenylalanine in your brain chemistry, goes crazy on overload, connecting you emotionally and primitively to someone who may be a horrible match for you over time. Research shows that these red flags start showing up 4 to 10 months into a relationship, but are often ignored due to the desire for love. So put in the chat, have you ever been in a relationship that seemed perfect in the beginning, and then month 4 to 10, it started getting toxic? And you're just trying to get the beginning back. I used to hear that from couples all the time. Well, if we can just get it back like it was in the beginning. But then that's not what happens. Secret number 3, singles, just say hello. This sounds like a really simple exercise. It is actually one of the fastest ways to find love. I have been engaged by someone I said hello to on the beach, engaged to someone I said hello to in a parking lot. So it can be anywhere. When people say, I can't find people, it's because they're not consciously living in their world. They're in their phone or they're in their head about things going on. They're not living consciously. Here's some of the problems about this. Many singles have lost their confidence after a toxic relationship, and they may have low self-esteem about their appearance, or they're afraid they're going to get hurt again, so they just stay to themselves. They don't even try. They aren't sure who to approach, or they're afraid they're going to be rejected, so they just don't say anything, or they don't try to go out on dates. And if they do say hello, then they're like, now what? Now what do I do after I do that? There is this empowered confidence that my students and graduates have that makes attracting someone so easy to you. And I know when I say this, it sounds crazy, but if any of my students in the room want to vouch for that, it happens all the time. You can be walking down the street and people just stop you. You can walk into a room. It's like, who are you? I want to know you. This happens to me all the time. And when I happen to be with my students out and about, I live in the Delray Beach, Florida area, and I run into people, or I'll have a party. I just had a birthday party in September. A lot of my clients were there. They say, oh my God, I just see it. It's just constant. So it's this empowered aura. And it's this confidence because you know the rules of the art and psychology of dating. You know the new style of communication. You know how to flirt, to show interest in someone, to the point where they're laughing and they're smiling and they want to know you more. Again, too many people are up in their head with personal fears and doubts or negative fear-based thinking about themselves, assuming the worst is going to happen. So they sabotage their dates or they do nothing and they stay stuck for years. But when you know the exact dating skills you need, that leads to many relationships and you being the chooser. So you actually choose who you're going to date. There's a multitude of dates that you have. And then from that selection, you get to choose who you feel is best for you. It really works. You know, this is how a lot of people are dating in my group. And we go out with the attitude, you're just meeting a new friend. Because a simple hello could lead to a million things. Could great conversation. And if you want to have friends, be friendly. A lot of my clients, when they first come to me, say, I really don't have any girlfriends. I don't really need to go out. I don't know who to call. So we really work on friendship skills as well. Being up in your head, if you've gone through tough times like loss or bankruptcy or debt, guess what? I had a bankruptcy too with my first husband. I had, stress and headaches and raising two kids as a mother, father. It was hard, but I was not in my head because I knew the mindset for success skills since my 20s. And I've been teaching it for over 40 years. I also was a model and talent agent for 10, and I help my actors, models, singers, dancers achieve not only New York, LA, and Miami, but globally. Guy wanted to be on Baywatch. I got him on Baywatch, and he was an auto mechanic in Erie. How do we do it? Mindset. So I have been doing mindset work for a very long time. That's why I love it so much. This philosophy of I can't do it, no, we get rid of that. We just cut that right out of your life. And you can choose to be miserable and negative and unhappy and fear-based, which we call the unconscious side, or you can be educated and be in the confidence conscious side of life. And that's where we all live. And that's why we're so happy. Okay, so friendship is the number one important foundation of a long-lasting, emotionally healthy love relationship. You're going to learn the rest of the foundations tonight in a little while. So secret number 4 for singles, you must love yourself first before dating. Clean up your past current life to be relationship ready and get yourself back, but better than before with life and love coaching. So if you've been struggling in relationships and you have a lot of life issues, we look at all of that and we clean it all up for you. That is part of module 2, where we actually create the life you desire. What is that you desire that you have been putting on hold because you didn't have the time, or some partner said that you can't do things? Whatever that is, we look at that and we get rid of that and create your new life that you desire. Self-love is really important, raising your self-esteem and your confidence in a very loving, kind, and empowered way. Secret 4, there are 10 areas. It's called the Are You Ready for Dating Scale. And you can get this quiz under free quizzes on my website, which is down at the bottom, rianamilne.com. If you haven't done it yet, it's important that you do. Here's a couple of highlights. These are some things I look at with my clients to make sure they are date ready. Before we send them out for dating, we handle all of these things. You're emotionally healed from all childhood and love trauma and ready and available for an emotionally healthy, committed relationship. 2, you know your non-negotiable requirements for screening partners. You know just depending on chemistry is the worst thing that you could do. 3, you're healthy in mind, body, and spirit. You have confidence in who you are and how you look. You have overall self-love. You feel happy about your life. You just love your single life. And now you'll pick someone to join you in that. You have effective, conscious relationship and communication skills. Nobody really taught communication skills. And this is super important as you're dating and to sustain relationships. So when you meet that right person, you know how to screen them. You're confident into your intimacy and sexuality skills. You can speak your feelings with empowerment and kindness without blame or anger. And you have the ability to work as a team with your new partner. If you haven't done the relationship readiness quiz, that's at my website, rianamilne.com. Secret number 5, get out and enjoy life. Start dating live. Get the secrets to online dating and meet real people. What's the problem is for many people, they're only sticking to online and they're having these text relationships with people they don't even really know. It could be a total stranger. People are doing this long distance for people in other states or out of the country. That's even worse. Trust me, again, there's a whole lot of rules that I teach about online dating to keep you safe and empowered. It is a really effective way to date. My daughter Steph met her husband on Match. I met Rick on Bumble. So it's a great way to date, but you don't hang online. You got to get out there and get the date. So what do you do to get the date? That's a lot of what I teach. The studies show that men most want a partner from Halloween through Valentine's Day because no one wants to be alone during the holiday season. And a lot of people lie online. So you're going to have to be able to screen them very intelligently about their age, their relationship status. There's a lot of cheaters, about their abilities and their professions. Who are they really? And those are the skills you need. Many men who are successful do not feel they need to be online. So they don't want to be. So they're more prone to want to meet a woman live and in person. That's why we have many dating venues. We don't just do dating online. That's just one of many ways to meet great people. Men have a 5-second factor, ladies, whether we like it or not. You have to look amazing. Men's first attraction is appearance, and it's because their old brain, meaning the primitive reptilian brain, is wired to procreate the race. So they're like zing, 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 chemistry, and they want to know more. They want more time with you. So yes, it's shallow, but we have to recognize this is the truth. Take your time to do your hair, your makeup, to look nice when you go out. Because when you pass that test, the other skills you use will make you the chooser as to whether this person works for you. It's great they're attracted, but ultimately you choose yes or no. Is this person right for you? And men, you need to know the woman's number one need is safety. Our reptilian brain is hardwired for safety because we are the child bearer. We want to make sure we're choosing a man that has his life together so he could protect the children. Again, it's a very old primitive concept, but it stays with us no matter how successful we are, no matter what careers we have. We need to feel safe. So men, be a gentleman, take care of her, do what you say, follow through with your word, speak your feelings and be authentic. Show you're interested by asking her for a date right away. Don't wait, don't play games, don't like you just met her on Saturday. Oh, I'm going to wait 5 days before I call her. Like, who made up that rule? Probably the same guy that made up the rule we should be having sex on the 3rd date and the 5th date. Who was that idiot? Because smart women don't follow those rules. We follow our own. And men never push for sex or even mention it on dates 1 through 5. If you really like that lady, eventually she's the one that chooses when she's ready. And that's a really important secret.
Are you struggling to find love and happiness? I'm Coach Riana Milne. For over 40 years, I've helped thousands of clients create the life they desire and have the love they deserve. Join our Singles, Life and Love Transformation Group, a program designed to heal your past childhood and love trauma and teach you how to attract emotionally healthy love for lifelong relationships. Space is limited. Go to the link below for thousands in savings.
I know you want the help. Where do I find my potential partner, right? The answer truly is everywhere. And there's 4 levels of finding a partner, like I mentioned briefly. Public places, everywhere. Beaches, parking lots, in-line, stores, gyms, the coffee shop. Really become alert because they are everywhere. Go to singles events, like meetup events, parties, dance clubs. People who dance are friendly people. That's just how we are. Go to single gatherings to find men, like sports bars, car shows, live sporting events, concerts, beaches, gyms. To find women, go to dance clubs, gyms, malls, luncheon spots with a great view. Women love a water view. Happy hours and ladies' night. Okay, those are just a few tips. Go where singles go and live your life and stay consciously aware. What do you love to do? So go where you like to go. Your faith-based center or church or synagogue is awesome. Do karaoke if you like that. Go to bookstores, hiking, walking, go to the beach, boating. Again, the world is abundant and there are singles everywhere. It comes down, you're just not paying conscious attention. Part 2, here we are, the secrets for our couples in the room. And singles, actually, you're going to be a couple eventually, right? So you need this information just as much. And let's go into why couples may be struggling. The problem is that so much domestic violence is happening out there. Abuse is increasing. Couples, there is, again, an art and science needed to help you break free of emotional triggers that seem to control you and ruin your life and your relationships. We have to end the anxiety, any depression, fears and frustrations you've had with your partner. Once the root of the problem is healed and you learn the new skills of communication and empathy for your partner, for what traumas they have gone through, and understanding what pushes their buttons and not doing that, and instead working as a team, my couple stay together forever. I have not heard of anyone that's not. They're all on my Facebook page. Upon graduation, they're allowed to go on. And I've had couples, I had men, chronic cheater, they're still together. I patched up their marriage. She already filed for divorce. I have a lesbian couple. You'll see her testimonial tonight. You know, they were fighting. She was very, very angry and pushed her partner away. I actually was the officiant for their marriage. So that was 2008, I believe. And what is the year? 2022. Still together. My couples, when they learn this system, it just works so amazing. And I'm so happy. But in our world, the divorce rates are increasing and around the world. And relationship experts warn the pandemic-induced breakup curve plus impact of global inflation that is crazy right now may not have even peaked yet. The research shows the most reported major contribution of divorce were lack of commitment, infidelity, financial issues, and conflict, arguing, or yelling. The most common final straw reasons for infidelity, domestic violence, and substance abuse. We don't enter into a marriage hoping it will break up. We don't want to split up our family. I know people try over and over again because I sure did. I don't want to split up my family either. But it comes down to oh, hell no, I'm not doing this. And I would be much better without them and rebuild my life because my mindset's so strong. I know I can do it and find emotionally healthy love on the other side. This is where most couples end up, which is we call the cycle of toxic pain and abuse. So it begins with frustration or emotional triggers being pushed. We call that fast trigger anger, or patterns of dysfunction behaviors that are over and over happening again and again. This ruins the trust, the fun, the passion, the joy, the safety, the connection, the friendship, and the sex in the relationship. Because for women to be sexual, they need connection and they need trust, right? We go back to the safety brain. If a woman's disappointed in her man, she's not even going to try anymore. This leads to feeling hopeless about the future, feeling just exhausted, that walking on eggshells feeling, which is ongoing anxiety or stress. You may have a big blow up, repetitive fighting, and then you make up and you both say, we'll try harder, blah, blah, blah. And it's just a brief period of calm till it happens again. The research shows it happens in about 10 to 14 days where there's another fight. So this is just ongoing. When you experience emotional trigger, one unconsciously feels angered, attacked, or fearful and reacts to a person or event, sometimes really dramatically and irrationally when under stress in life or in a relationship. This result is always because it's tied to an emotional or physical trauma that occurred to a person, a child, when they were very young and innocent. So we have to heal that initial wounding that had happened. And then as a child, you learn these faulty coping mechanisms for survival. And these strategies then develop unconsciously and become your norms. And that's what we have to break. So there's a lot of unconscious trauma work that I am doing for my clients. So what exactly is trauma if you're not understanding that? Most people think it's a major big incident or accident. Well, a profound traumatic event, that is big T trauma, involves a single experience. Let's say a rape or a major car accident where you lost a limb. That is big T trauma. Or little t trauma means enduring repeated or multiple negative experiences that over time completely overwhelm the individual's ability to cope or process the ideas and emotions involved with that constant ongoing experience. So what do we mean like that? Let's say you have an alcoholic father, you're coming home from school. You never know, is dad going to be in a good mood or a bad mood? You get this sickness in your stomach. You're afraid to open the door. Is he going to be screaming at me? Is he going to be drunk? Is he hitting my mom? You just don't know, right? So these are the ongoing little t traumas that we call emotional traumas, and they're very, very profound. When my love trauma happened to me, like I said, I went to 7 therapists, friends of mine, because I was a therapist, so I knew plenty of them, to get the answers I needed, and nobody could help me. In what we call the DSM, the psychological manual, there was no love trauma. Childhood trauma was not in the book. So this was new information, brand new. I graduated my triple master's, cum laude, year 2000. We did not hear childhood trauma. We did not hear the profound impact of love trauma at all. So there was nothing in there. And I said, you know what? I got to find these answers. I got to heal from this. And as I was doing more and more research, I found more and more solutions to help the problem, started creating my books. It was funny. I had New Jersey clients and I kept handing them worksheets. They're like, Riana, these are great, but you got to put them in a book one day. And I'm like, yeah, I will when I have time. So that is the beginning of my 90-page and 150-page workbooks dating to mating and relationship rescue. And then eventually I took the time to write the 400-page book about love, and Live is about the mindset for success. So this system is now trademarked and been used on thousands of people with incredible success. And I'm just so thrilled that it has, and I'm at the point where I need help. So I am looking for therapists or anyone that also wants to use my trademark system so that I can reach more people around the world. So if you know anyone, let me know. So this was my big aha moment, not only for myself, but for all my clients and many others. I started writing about this and talking about this. And early on, do you know I was called crazy? I had someone, a coach, that said, you're making this up. This does not exist. That was year 2012 when I came out with my childhood trauma checklist. And I said, trust me, I am not crazy. I did the research on it, but I'm only one voice talking about it. And now look how many people want to be trauma coaches. Okay. I mean, this is a mental health issue and people need to be trained as a certified clinical trauma professional. Do not go to anyone that does not have that profound experience, because it's a very delicate issue. And you're working with a lot of people that have pain. There is a real skill to doing this type of work in a very compassionate way. I discovered all my clients had experienced childhood trauma too, and so did their partners. And their anxiety was attached to that. So was their depression, their irritable bowel syndrome, their headaches, their weight gain, their weight loss. I mean, there's 7 areas of life that trauma impacts. And it was causing problems also profoundly in their love relationships or their success in dating. So that faulty coping behaviors that they had as children that became behavioral norms really sabotaged the love they really craved. The patterns were the same. The first 4 to 6 months were incredible, passionate, romantic, fun, loving. But when the past trauma was not healed, again, from that month 4 through 9 or 10, or right after something profound, an engagement, living together, marriage, things drastically changed. The toxic behaviors emerged. We saw things like fast reactive anger and dramatic responses like moodiness and flying off the cuff with your answers, emotional numbing or splitting, just shutting down or becoming 2 different people, defensiveness and blame, lack of responsibility, impulsive decisions that hurt the relationship, jealousy and control over your actions, decisions, or trying to control you and time with your friends. There was a lot of fight or flight response and to adult stress, life transitions. People got really upset and anxious over. And past trauma can also appear as some of these symptoms. And this is just a tip of the iceberg, guys, because I can't go into all of them tonight. But the anxiety, ongoing anxiety, is a real sign that you have unhealed trauma. And that leads to exhaustion and moodiness. If you have a person you're dating, there's a lot of aggression or rage or the inability to discuss their feelings, they shut down, definite sign of trauma. Poor focus, forgetfulness, and mental fog. This happens not only in adults, but in our children. I didn't have on my resume there that I worked in every grade level of the schools as a trauma counselor, kindergarten all the way through college. It's also a school psychologist at the high school level in Hackensack, New Jersey. So working with my students who said, I studied for that test, I swear, I just got, and I couldn't remember anything. I knew there was a sign of other trauma going on. People that bully, kids that bully are coming from traumatic homes. So I did a full anti-bullying program that was televised in South Jersey because it changed the entire environment of our school. I had kids doing meditation. They thought I was a woo-woo weird counselor, but I had them doing music therapy and meditating in my office, which was called Miss Riana's Relaxation Room. So I loved working with the little kids, and they really took to it, and their grades went up and their friendships went up, and they were calmer. They were easier for the teachers. So it was really great. I mean, I didn't mean for these kids to be experiments, but I just loved that this worked so well. My research really worked. So it was very exciting for me. So a lot of people self-medicate with alcohol. Alcohol is a depressant. So at first it may take off the edge, but too much alcohol is a depression. And then it leads to other addictive behaviors. And there could be self-centered negative focus, like playing the victim. You can't get out of that victim role. Or you could be passive aggressive or punishing to someone else. Now, I do have a free ebook. Write down that address. I have a map in there on the 7 areas of trauma. It's a great ebook. If you haven't got it yet, please help yourself to that. Okay. Ebook on love. I developed the childhood trauma checklist, as I said, in 2012. This was after analyzing the kids I worked in a mental health unit, 5 through 19 in the hospitals, all the kids I worked in schools. I worked in drug and alcohol rehabs with teens and also rehabs with women from the prison system. How'd they end up in prison, right? So I got to the bottom of all of this, and these top 10 traumas kept coming up. Now, I'm going to go through this quickly. You can take this test on my website under the 4 free quizzes. Write this down if you haven't seen this yet. Again, childhood trauma is not your fault. We're not looking to blame your mom and dad at this stage of life, because trauma goes through at least 3 generations. And if you had trauma, so did your parents, and so did their parents, 3 generations. It's also been proven if you are an offspring of generations of the Holocaust, your DNA expression has changed. There's more anxiety and more depression in the descendants of those from the Holocaust. So this is really deep, real stuff. First of all, if you had any parental addiction or addiction in the home, there's 12 addictions. There's drugs, alcohol, sex, porn, gambling, gaming, TV watching, food addiction, workaholism, social media addiction. Those are just a few. Verbal abuse. You might have gotten the silent treatment, or you witnessed your parents screaming at each other. They didn't know how to handle an issue, or cursing at each other, or they gave you verbal put downs. This even includes if you did not hear the words, I love you. Now, I'm a baby boomer. I had 9 friends on the beach. None of us heard the words, I love you. That was amazing when I did that. I'm like, all 9 of us never heard it, right? So that was the time during the war and the Great Depression. It was survival mode, and they were not tapped into emotions. I finally taught my mom to say those words, Mom, your kids need to hear this. And now that I have your first grandchildren, I want my daughters to hear this from you. So we do teach our parents, once you learn the skills, we start healing others in our life, and it works out really well. Not hearing compliments or hearing the words, I love you. Verbal's huge. Number 3 is emotional abuse or neglect, or again, you witnessed domestic violence. You felt afraid when you're left alone for long periods of time. And here's an example of Erin, and this is how her traumas played into her love selection. She had a very difficult, abusive father. He was emotionally and verbally abusive, and she attracted the same type of man as her dad. She wanted marriage in the worst way, in a family, and an engagement to this guy who was an abusive, angry, toxic man she dated for 7 years. She didn't want to start over again. And I get it. She was in her 30s. And I said, look, I'm not going to say leave this guy. I'm going to say open your heart and mind to learning what I'm going to teach you. Then you will decide. And as the spiritual world will show you, there's going to be an incident that happens and you will discover for yourself. You'll see it for yourself. So she writes, coaching with Riana led me to gain my confidence back, getting to a point of happiness and my self-worth again. I was lucky to escape the biggest mistake of my life, that of a marriage to the wrong man who was very toxic. I'm now the most fantastic, healthiest relationship of my life, and we have a beautiful son. I'm forever thankful. She met a guy who is on ABC News all the time as a top attorney. I see her on my Facebook page, traveling the world. Their little boy now is like 8. Adorable, because she was my first client when I reached Delray in 2014. So I think he's about 8 years old. And she caught the toxic ex in the strip club. So there you go. There's no mistakes in the spiritual world. It does unfold. Keep going. Number 4, physical abuse, sexual abuse, rape, or molestation. That is if you encountered any of those inside or outside of the home. Number 5 is abandonment from either parent. I define 2 types, fault and no fault. A no fault abandonment would be if a parent happened to die early, they had to leave you for a period of time to go fight war, or they traveled a lot due to their career, and this is how they supported their family. A fault abandonment would be never being in the child's life, being involved while the couple stayed together, or even an emotional abandonment, like let's say a father is there in the home, but he goes from office to eating his meal to the home office, barely interacts with the kids, doesn't support the kids in their sports or art activities at school. So he's not emotionally attached. So that's called an emotional abandonment. Number 6 is adoption. If you're part of foster care or had to live with other family, friends, or relatives away from your primary home because there wasn't room or enough money to take care of you. Karen, who I mentioned earlier, was in her 40s when she came to me, and she had several no-fault abandonments that happened in her life. She showed up, she said she's always anxious, always depressed and angry, but not really knowing why. She couldn't stop herself. And she suffered from low self-esteem and several no-fault abandonments. So here's her story. At age 36, my world was spiraling out of control. I thought I wasn't good enough, and people and life would be better without me. I didn't know how to love myself. When I was 14, I lost my dad. At 28, I lost my sister, and at 35, I lost my mom. They all had early deaths. All the people that loved me left me. I never really learned how to deal with all the loss, and I had a few not so good relationships. I was full of anger and rage. Riana helped me heal, accept, and love myself and my wonderful partner, Raj. So there I am officiating their wedding in New Jersey. Then 12 years, I don't know, I think it might be more than that now, but it's close. I love these two, and I love to see their happy, loving relationship constantly on my Facebook page. It's really great. These are the type of people that I work with. There are real mental health issues, and that doesn't mean anything's wrong with them. It means things happen to them in life that led them to high anxiety, depression, and it's up to someone who really is well versed in mental health issues and trauma healing. And if you are, we can help, whatever your scenario is. Okay, number 7, personal trauma. That is any time you might have felt worthless as a kid. You had any guilt or shame. You might have been bullied. That was one of mine in middle school. I was horribly bullied. You felt different. You could have been a chubby, overweight child, skinny and gawking, called the nerd. You might have had a medical condition like my students that had ADHD. They felt different. Or they were failing in school and they felt like the dummy. All this pain that I see of my students in the schools, it was just heart-wrenching. When you just feel like you didn't fit in. Our LGBTQ kids, they're trying to come out and be themselves, and either their peers might reject them or their own families and parents. So there's a lot of personal trauma that people can relate to. Sibling trauma. Very often you may see your sibling as the golden child, the favored one. So that could be the star student or athlete, the more handsome or beautiful one, and so forth. Or they bullied you, or they were born with a medical issue that commanded more of mom's and dad's time. Number 9 is family trauma. That could be frequent moves. You came from a military family. Here in the US, they move every 2 to 4 years. You might have lost your home in flood, fire, hurricane, or any other natural disaster, experiencing that. Having poverty or financial struggles as you were growing up. You had a parent that was incarcerated. You grew up in an active war zone. My one client from Lebanon, she goes, Riana, I don't know if I'd wake up dead or alive. I heard bombs going off all night. Think of the trauma again, that the startled response when she was afraid that we had to get out of her body. And number 10 is mental health issues in an unstable parent. And the two most difficult for a child to navigate is bipolar and borderline personality disorder. So borderline means fast trigger anger. When they're good, they're great, but when they're bad, they're horrid, and you never know what you're going to get. It's that walking on eggshell feeling. And bipolar means manic depressive. A lot of people think manic means high and happy. Well, it could be. It could be I'm going on shopping, and then there's a shopping spree, then you're depressed because you spent too much money and you're already in debt. Or you go gambling and you're winning a couple hands and then you end up losing thousands. So it's, usually a mixed episode. Narcissism in a parent, depressed, ongoing anxiety. They might be critical, controlling, have this fast trigger anger, or your parent bullied you. So those are the top 10 traumas. Like I said, there are more, but in all my case studies over all the years I've worked in this field, 23 years, these are still the top 10 that I'm seeing. You have at least 1 to 3 childhood traumas. You can put in the chat how many show up for you. Most people I'm finding have about 3 to 6, but the newest research in 2021 shows 100% of people have childhood trauma. When I started doing my research, they were saying 9 out of 10 people had it, but now it's 100%. I think since COVID, they can say everybody was impacted by that trauma. And then I do consider the severity index of my clients from a 1 low severity to 10 a very high severity. And then I know what type of work I have to do with them. So you could have many little T events with low severity, or one large trauma that could have a major emotional trigger influence, ruining your life and your relationships. And I love this statement: your biography of who you were and what you experienced as a child becomes your biology, what is happening. And so your mind, your body, your soul, and the wellness or illness of your body over time. Couples, do you see any of these sabotaging behaviors in their relationships? These are some, just a couple, patterns and signs of unhealed childhood trauma with love trauma. First, control. That's because you had no control as a child. And you often try to control others because you lack control in your own life. Okay, jealousy. If someone's jealous of you, that's usually because they were bullied or they didn't feel good enough as a younger person. They didn't measure up, or were told by their parents they weren't good enough. If you're a people pleaser, you might have been verbally abused when you were young, trying to be liked by the difficult parent, trying to keep peace in your home, trying to be liked by the mean girls in school. These are just many examples where people pleasing became a coping mechanism for kids. You lie for no reason. That, again, is to get out of being physically or verbally abused by that type of parent. And this is where, if you meet someone who's older and they lie all the time, it's like, why do you lie all the time? Well, that became a pattern of survival for them. If they told the truth, they might have gotten beaten. If someone manipulates and seduces, they use charm or humor to be liked. When I have people saying, well, I really want someone with a great sense of humor, I say, well, watch out, because I did a research paper on comedians. And comedians usually had a lot of childhood trauma, and they used humor to be liked and to get some love and attention. So you have to be careful with that. If they blame you all the time and they refuse to apologize, they need to be right, they lack remorse, these are signs of unhealed trauma. And of course, if they experience any abandonment, this leads to codependency and love addiction. You know this person's toxic for you, but you just can't break up with them, or you keep going back over and over and over again. This is signs that you had some type of emotional or physical abandonment in your life. With 8 or more traumas, we can see narcissistic or sociopathic tendencies emerge. The studies are like 1.5 or 2 people in 5 are sociopathic. So this is a warning to all my singles. You need to know what to look for when dating. And a lot of people that had abandonment growing up, they love that person that loves bombs them. Oh my God, they're texting me all the time. They're calling me all the time. They're sending me gifts. This is so cool. I'm getting all this attention. And then 4 to 9 months in, they're like controlling and jealous and crazy. And a sign of love bombing or wanting an early marriage is a sign of sociopathy or extreme trauma. Okay, couple secret number 1. Here we go. Things you need for a quality love relationship. 1, you must heal and overcome any childhood trauma patterns and emotional triggers by consciously choosing your thoughts, feelings, and actions about a person or a situation. You must also understand your partner's childhood trauma and emotional triggers. So when I have a couple, I have 3 entities, partner A, partner B, and the relationship. So there's 3 things I'm treating at one time. It's a very intensive work. 2nd, choose how we react to our partner's difficult behavior. Learn conscious choices for mood management. 3, forgive and apologize quickly and authentically. If someone just says, yeah, sorry, okay, I cheated, get over it. That is not apologizing with loving kindness. If you own what mistakes you've made, we're all human, we all make mistakes, that's okay. But do it with a kindness in your heart and in your words. Learn how to communicate with love through any issues, through total conscious awareness and your vocal choices. Again, my Penn State degree is in speech communications. I learned a lot about communication skills that I bring to my singles when dating and my couples when they've been in these toxic relationships. And it's very imperative that you learn them. So these all lead to having sustainable, emotionally healthy, evolved, and conscious love. Okay, so where's the transformation from pain to joy? So pain is in the unconscious side, joy is in conscious awareness. So when you're living in pain, you have fearful, unconscious thoughts. Joy is you're confident, you have a conscious mindset. When you're in pain, you doubt yourself and your abilities to do something. When you're living in joy and peace, you have success in all life areas. When you're in pain, you have very high frustration with dating and love relationship. When you have joy and peace, you're positive with dating and love. It's a venture. You're meeting new friends. You're having a good time. You know, you don't care if someone ghosts you. You just say next and you keep going. You don't take it personally. If you're still living in the childhood trauma mindset, there's ongoing anxiety. When you're in conscious healing mind, you have peace and calm and confidence. In pain, you're not feeling good enough. And in conscious loving empowerment, you have purpose and that empowered life. So that's the transformation I take all my clients through. Again, it doesn't matter who they are, their age, man, woman. It is childhood trauma, has no prejudice. And I have to assess what it is. And then we get started on how I can help you best. Now, Bob's an interesting story. He was a couple. He was married, but they were in a couples counseling. He says, well, I'll give it a year. And he called it Beat Up Bob Day. So I thought it was quite funny when he said it. But I knew he was ready for something new, and she refused to try coaching. I said, well, 1 or 2 things are going to happen. You're going to have the strongest marriage, better than ever, or you're going to be so empowered and ready to be single, and you'll be out there dating in no time. So here's his note. When I met Riana at the beginning of the year, my life was in a very different place than it is today. I was having some significant relationship troubles with my wife. I was having a lot of negative thinking and self-doubt. I was pretty depressed and had a lot of anxiety that I didn't know what to do with. I didn't have a lot of directions on where I wanted my life to go. All I knew is that I wanted to feel better, and that's where Riana came in. Riana had me do a lot of work looking into my past, different family dynamics, and just the way that I viewed myself. After coaching with her, I started understanding things about my subconscious mind and how my behaviors were deeply affected by my past. I needed to start to view things differently and work on my mindset a lot. I really worked the program and took it seriously. I listened to what she said and really started to focus on the changes that I wanted to make. Since coaching with Riana, every aspect of my life has improved. The relationship with my wife is so much better. The way I see myself, or my self-esteem, is so much higher. My business is thriving. He doubled his business. He went to 150 to 350,000 within 6 months of working with me. My spiritual life is very healthy. I am physically and emotionally in very good shape, and he lost 40 pounds in 6 months of working with me. I have a very new passion for life and have a clear vision of where I want my life to go. If you're going through a hard time with any aspect of your life, I highly consider having Riana coach you. It's definitely an investment in your future and will pay itself 10 times over. The skills she teaches you will impact and improve the rest of your life. I also recommend doing the discovery session with her and giving her the opportunity to see what she can offer to improve your life. Working with Riana in this season of my life is one of the best decisions and investments I have ever made in my entire career, and it's fully tax deductible. Because of all my credentials, guys, anything you invest in with me is a complete tax deduction in the US and most countries. So that's why he's saying, it's fully tax deductible. Don't hesitate to work with her. You won't regret it. If you want to make a change, are willing to look at yourself honestly and do what she says to change. Thanks for everything, with gratitude. And he's very happily married, and he is on my Facebook page, and I see them doing all kinds of trips and traveling, which he did not do before with her. And they're having a wonderful time together. So I'm so happy about that. How to get love back for you guys for the holidays with your partner. Secret 2, schedule a romantic date. Why? Well, most couples put the kids first. Is anyone guilty of doing that? Or their work or their household chores, and then have no energy for each other. It's important to schedule this time in at least 1 to 2 times a week and stick to that commitment. Remember back to when you did date. How were you? Dress nice for your partner, smell nice, and don't talk about issues or problems. Have fun, laugh. Comedy club's one of the best dates. I love comedy clubs. And don't make this about sex. Don't put on the major push guy thinking I'm going to get laid tonight. Make it about connection. Okay, it's about connection and having a good time. Have an honest talk about making things better and take responsibility for your issues. Apologize if you need to. Say, I'm sorry, I haven't paid much attention to you. I want to do better with that. If that partner says that too, say, thank you so much. I really appreciate you noticing, and I'm sure we can do better, babe. It's this loving kindness working through issues. It's just amazing how it happens. Secret 3, apologize for being a shithead if that's what you are. Why? I mean, we're all human. We all make mistakes, but apologize if you have not been too kind lately, or you've been moody or not affectionate or controlling or cold. It's really important. We have to get out of ego and take responsibility for any fault you've done. It's okay. And most of these originate in a reactive childhood trauma pattern. Many want to blame their partner and hold strong to their point of view. Why worry about winning this battle? Because if you do, you're going to lose the war in your marriage. So be quick to forgive, learn to admit your mistakes to each other. Really important. Secret 4, know the foundation of an emotionally healthy relationship. And this is in the Love Beyond Your Dreams book. This is on one page, 5 F's for the emotionally healthy, evolved relationship. 1 is having a solid foundation, the ability to trust and be trusted, have confidence in who they are individually. You share your morals and your values with each other. You're each individually feeling great about who you are and your life. So they're coming from solid foundations, both of you. Flexible, you're both open-minded, caring, easygoing. You have no control over your partner. You're understanding and emotionally open, and you have great mood management. This also includes 2 of the areas that I have seen couples falling apart with in the past few years, or fighting over whether to get the vaccine and who to vote for politically. You're not supposed to control another person in those areas. Be open-minded and let them do what they want to do in that area. So be flexible around that. Fidelity. Both should be honest, loyal, and have integrity. Integrity means doing the right things when nobody's looking. Friendship. Each respects the other. They're reliable, kind, thoughtful, and act as each other's best friends. And fun. You have a lot of common interests. You love to laugh together. You have hobbies and shares activities. You plan couples trips away. And that's great because there's always something to look forward to. No one comes before you and your partner or your relationship, not the kids. So if you always put the kids first, your marriage is going to fall apart by the time they leave high school. You don't put your friends as your priority. I have this 4-to-1 rule. You're supposed to have 4 individual dates to 1 group or couple dates. You and your partner go out 4 times, and then a group date 1 time. Drop the exes. You don't need to keep in touch with them. Why? Not important. If that is a parent, of course, of your children, you're going to have some communication around your kids. That I get. Old partners, you should not be on Facebook chatting away in secret. No. And time with opposite sex friends, again, put your partner as your priority, not your sport activities. I hear constantly, I'm a golf widow. He's always off with his fishing buddies. He needs his night out with the boys, and that's Friday nights. And then Saturdays, he's hungover and plays golf all day. There's no connection. So he's pissed he's not getting sex. Well, date your woman. I had a couple in my office once, and he goes, well, I'm complaining that I don't have any sex. And she goes, well, I'm complaining that we never have any dates. He goes, well, why do I have to date you? I married you. I said, well, do you still want sex? Of course I said I want sex. I said, well, she needs to continue to date. So you guys are having this round and round toxic cycle, blaming the other when it's obvious what has to be done. She needs the connection. She needs to have your time and energy and not be begrudging about it. And then when she has connection, you'll have the sex that you want. Is that difficult? So we had to break down all those walls and all that blame and get them back into a happier space. Don't put your mother or dad first. Once you're married, your partner is first. And don't put your work first. Yes, work and income is important, but schedule out your fun and your travel time so you both have something special to look forward to. Balance in life and love is key, and we look at all of that as well. Here's a bonus secret for you guys, and it's for both singles and couples. Don't think things will magically change. Schedule help for yourself today, even if your partner won't go, like Bob's partner would not go, but he's there. You know what? I want this for me. Whether she goes or not, it doesn't matter to me at this point. Keeping your appointment shows you're serious about getting help and creating new boundaries in your relationship. It will get their attention for change. Have an honest conversation about your unhappiness levels and admit your responsibility to the problem of drifting apart. Don't fall in love with someone's potential when you're out there dating. Who are they today? Right? Get the facts before you become exclusive, before you become intimate. Do look them up. Who are they on LinkedIn? If you have to do a background check, we have to do this in today's world. Unfortunately, we need to know who you are dating and make sure your profile is cleaned up. Have presence on LinkedIn. Don't have a bunch of drunken shots on Instagram. Who are you online? Be proud of that presentation you're putting out there. Watch your actions. Don't believe words that don't match their actions. Okay, so you're always watching the actions initially. Tell your partner you want more joy, fun, passion, and happiness in your relationship, and you want to work on your end of things. Don't blame. Work as a team. Ask if they will join you. Use team language and start living life. Okay, start having fun. Life's too short to be unhappy. So what do you do to stop the pain and have this forever love? First of all, know that it's totally possible. And when you have it, it's amazing. And you've got choices to get it. That's the best thing. We are 100% responsible to making our lives better just by using educated, conscious choices in both life and love. Don't keep waiting to get help. Gosh, when I hear that, I want to strangle someone. Well, I'm going to wait. I'm like, well, you already waited 18 years in a toxic marriage. You're only happy for 2 years. And then you want to wait again, and you haven't dated for 4 years. And now you're in your what age, or you want children, and now you're 35 and you want to wait. Please don't keep waiting. Life is short. When I've said yes to myself, and I've had 12 coaches, and I invest in the best that I can find in that category. My business coach was $85,000, Lisa Sachovich, for 1 year. And people said, Riana, you can buy 2 cars. I said, I don't need 2 cars. I have a mission. I have a topic I want to take to the world, and I can't do it myself. I don't know this tech stuff. I got to learn what to do. I know how to be a therapist in a private practice. I don't know how to be a global coach. And I took the leap of faith, and I said, if I say yes and I decide this is what I will become, then I will become it, because I knew I had the mindset from my 20s. Don't wait to get help, because these patterns are bound to repeat, and you want to get the help you need today. Learn the skills now to find and have the love you deserve and desire for the holidays. It is a process that I call going over the rainbow. And I pictured this when I had my toxic love, the second one. And I'm like, I can't change what I don't understand. I'm going to have to do the research on this. I'm finding no answers anywhere. I must have read 300 self-help books. Nobody was hitting on childhood trauma. Nobody. So I had to go to the deep psychological journals and to the libraries and look this stuff up. So as I was understanding and learning it, I'm going up this rainbow. And eventually you get to the other side where there's this pot of gold. And there is a lot to learn in mindset work. There's a lot of practice to be done. As I said, I never do a fluff course. I always teach a lot of education because knowledge is power. I always believed in that. And my clients can vouch for that. You will learn a ton and you will practice step by step. It's not overwhelming, but you will learn a lot. And as time goes on and the practice happens, and by the time you graduate, your life has changed. You're out there dating, you're laughing more, people notice a difference in you at work, you're getting raises, you're getting promotions, you're doubling your money, just because the mindset changes everything in your life. And then love is a part of that. So that's why it's so incredible. And you don't want to move forward in life and love blindly anymore. You don't want to keep living in your unconscious reactive mind. You have to become consciously aware and responsible to be both conscious and evolved as an adult in both love and life. And evolved means being your highest and your best self. There is a spiritual component to this as well, because you need the faith that you can do what you have set out in life to do. Every one of my clients, they boldly face their fears. That's why I'm so proud of them. And they face the facts from the past, and they understand that their moms and dads did the best that they knew how. It doesn't mean it was correct, but we rewrite the story. We do reparenting. We do a lot of different trauma healing work. And you start to understand why you do what you do, and then we can change it, right? So it's time to finally stop that pain, the fear, the frustration, causing people to struggle in life and love. And you can take today's information to start your lasting transformation. The gifts that I have for you guys who want the edge in attracting and having love now. You can save time, money, broken hearts, and frustration in love, and be ready to attract and keep the emotionally healthy, evolved, and conscious partner. Let's start, man. Let's heal your past childhood and love trauma. Let's turn unconscious actions into full conscious awareness. Learn the watch me mindset for success in all life areas, and learn the exact dating skills you need to be successful and safe in today's world, and the couple's relationship skills, which my singles have to learn too, and the strategy you need to have that lasting, loving relationship that you desire and you do deserve. Gift one tonight, this Life and Love Transformation Discovery Session, Bob had mentioned it. Its value really has doubled. I spend 90 minutes now. It was $4.97 for the hour. I spend 90 minutes with you guys, and I'm only charging $79 for that. It's 6 assessments that I have created, many of them. Some I have used for my research. You fill out the paperwork. It tells me a lot. It might be simple to you, but once I do the questioning and I get to know you and your life experience, I can really see the connections and the patterns. And in an hour, I can really get you some solid information. It becomes so profound for you. It's a deep dive. It's private and personal, just the two of us. And you'll really, truly understand what's been sabotaging you in life, love, or career. And then you'll get a plan that will be your best approach to heal your concerns. Here's Kirsten. She did this tape for me for a prior class, and this talks about the discovery session.
So I had just ended a 7-year on again, off again relationship. When it was finally over, I realized was incredibly toxic. I was actually involved with a narcissist, which I didn't even understand what that meant until, I was in so much pain that I wanted to figure out what happened to me. I just was willing to do anything to get over this and move forward with my life. The one thing that you mentioned that really struck me was you had said that a lot of people have these unhealed childhood traumas that if they don't ever work through and figure out, it can lead to continual adult relationships that fail. And then we had that first introductory meeting, and I just feel like you understood me better than anyone. I've had therapy on and off in my life, but I felt like you really got down to the core issues really quickly in a way that nobody ever had.
I love her. She's an amazing woman. a very successful lady. She had an 18-year toxic marriage before that. And she had been in and out of therapy 7 years. And not once did they mention the term childhood trauma. And I understand that is because as therapists, we did not learn about it. So it really makes a huge difference when you have a clinical trauma specialist. Okay, gift 2 for you guys. 10% happy holiday savings on any VIP single or couples life or love transformation program. So for singles, it's called Dating to Mating or Relationship Rescue. And these are the one-on-one programs with me. And you can save up to thousands of dollars if you want to join that. The way to inquire about that is by emailing me. If you've already had your discovery session, you don't need a second one because nothing's going to change. Those childhood patterns are what they are. So if you've already done that, if you were one of those that said, I'm going to wait for a little bit and timing is fantastic now, get your 10% holiday savings on this. Take advantage of that. If you're someone that prefers working with me one-on-one versus a group, this is a great holiday savings for you. And you can email me again about details, rianamilne@gmail.com. The next gift, again, these are the Dating to Mating Relationship Rescue. And the part 1 trauma healing is for everyone. And then part 2 is depending whether you are single or in a relationship. So that's where the programs change. What do we cover? What are you going to learn? How's this work? All right. So you learned a lot about trauma tonight, and I call module 1 Awaking to Awareness. We're going from unconscious to conscious mindset. So this is just a few things that we do. It's very, very intensive. So you're going to understand and heal the childhood trauma patterns that impact a quality love relationship. Holistic approaches such as mindset skills, vitamin therapy, meditation, changing and healing the brain and the body. We're going to learn reframing, reparenting, capping and correcting, spirituality, the art of forgiveness, and other psychological tools to heal trauma. You're going to raise your self-love and esteem, your confidence levels while becoming empowered over your life, where you felt you had no control while you were young. This is a really great feeling. And you'll stop any dysfunctional behavioral patterns, codependency, love addiction that is sabotaging your success in dating or love. Module 2, we hit on a lot there too, but this is all about starting the personal transformational change. So we want you to reach personal success with focus and consistent goal setting. And once you learn this system, you'll use it forever. I started using this in my 20s and I still use it at 65. And that's why I've reached such high levels of success. I look back in my life and I say, I'm very proud of what I've done. It wasn't handed to me. It wasn't easy, but I enjoyed the journey because I felt very balanced in control of where my steps and my goals were going. So it's this empowered, consistent, what is the life I desire? And that's what I created for myself. Creating a new life vision and personal goals for growth. You're finding the motivation to change your situation. You'll stay calm during difficult transitions. You're going to learn stress reduction and balance in life. And this is where, people, if they have weight loss goals, the new year I had a weight loss goal. I'm like, all right, I'm 65. I want to be in the best shape of my life. And I went from 167 to 145 by my birthday party. Yes. When you decide, when you have the mindset, when you have the goals, when you take the action, everything just aligns. And it's really incredible. And it just keeps you happy in life because you're reaching your goals. Module 3 is on conscious and spiritual mindfulness. You increase self-love and confidence and positivity for happiness and passion about life. Why spirituality is essential to heal and feel your best. Really important. Finding the good from the bad and forgiving the past that has occurred for you. Choices and actions that you'll take that lead to success. Achieving boundaries in life and in your love relationships, the ability to say no and not people please all the time. Increase your confidence with conscious communication skills. Module 4 for the singles book. Going to define and attract in your soulmate. So you're going to define your new requirements for love, not chemistry anymore. What are your wants? What are your needs? What are your requirements for an ideal relationship? Your best match. You're going to change dating and past relationship patterns, which could be codependency, love addiction, obsessiveness, control, jealousy. You're going to get rid of all the negative. how to be a conscious dater and know exactly what to do to attract an emotionally healthy partner and easily leave the rest behind. And you're going to avoid the 14 dating traps and learn how to flirt with confidence and have fun on dating and really great online dating skills. I'm very, very precise because I am like a mother hen and I watch out over all my clients. I want them to be safe and I want them to have great results. For singles, module 5, these are just a few things you'll learn. 10 things to do now to find your perfect mate. My dating and attraction plan, the venues for successful dating. The conscious dating competencies, social and dating skills and attitudes. You have to have a really positive attitude and mindset and feel totally ready. You have to feel like you're the whole package when you're out there dating. And when you do, it's just so easy to date numerous people. You'll have effective communication rules to get through difficult issues, tips for a more satisfying and passionate sex life. And I will be writing that dating profile with you. It's profound differences when I rewrite it and I pick your pictures. I did a lot of studying around that and our results are phenomenal. Here's Maria, who came in her 60s. She was single, but dating someone, but it was kind of on and off. And she felt he was really taking advantage of her emotionally. So this is her story. Before working with Riana, I was feeling stagnant in my love relationship path, unsure of myself and how to best have a relationship with a man who I love so much. And now we are engaged. It wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for Riana. She helped me with past childhood traumas and helped me to communicate my feelings to my partner. I've gained boundaries and clarity in my love relationship, career goals, launched a new business, and learned to find more balance and ease in my life. Things also greatly improved with my daughters. Coaching with Riana has been an amazing source of guidance, support, and inspiration at a time when I needed it the most. I can't even fully consciously express the gratitude and guidance that her coaching course has done for me. I highly recommend Coach Riana. So Maria started with the course called Success in Dating right after I created it. And it's really about the dating rules, the do's and the don'ts. And she loved it so much that she then signed up for Dating to Mating. And I got to work with her one-on-one in a VIP program. And I said, so what is it you desire? She goes, well, I love this man. I want him to step up. I'm like, you want an engagement? She goes, yeah. I said, all right, we're going to get that. So just like Erin, she wanted engagement, but I didn't want her to be with the wrong guy. So what is it that you desire? Let's talk about that. Let's make that happen for you. That's our goal. And module 4 for couples, changing any obsessive patterns, codependency, or other sabotaging behaviors that ruin your relationship. 10 strategies for romantic and passion relationships, the master skills and secrets to relationship success. And there's communication rules for resolving any issues and learning to have loving partnership and negotiations. And module 5 for the couples book, communication rules for resolving issues and loving negotiations, being appreciative, expectations for yourself and your partner, fantasies and fears, the 10 new laws of love. What are your requirements, values, needs, and wants, and how you can get them from your partner, creating your new relationship plan for lifelong love. And like I said, I am seeing couples over all these years having their lifelong love. So I'm just so thrilled. The results of either program, Dating to Mating or Relationship Rescue, both partners live the concept of you and me against the world, protecting your love relationship above all others. There is a balance between you, me, and us. You are fully committed and emotionally present for your partner. You're responsible for your own needs and are proactive and honest in communicating your issues, wants, needs, and desires. And you know the skills to be evolved in mind, body, and spirit. You resolve all past negative trauma and triggers and have a positive mindset for successful love. You too can believe in your dreams. Let's make this happen, guys. So again, you can save 10% on any private VIP, that means one-on-one working with me, coaching program. Just email me if you're interested in more details. We'll set up a private appointment with you and I, rianamilne@gmail.com. If you've had the discovery session. If you have not had that yet, I really need to do that assessment of your past childhood and love trauma so I know how to help you best. I can't guess. So you need to do the discovery session. But that's good because it's on sale tonight. Okay. For the singles, I have a holiday special for you as well for group program. And I know I have a couple group students on tonight. I think Michelle was from my spring group. I didn't see the last name, so that could be my Michelle. I call her my Michelle. And I have Shona in for my current group. And group is really a great deal of fun. They're very small groups because I want to make sure everyone gets their transformation. I know all your stories. You really get to share in your group and get very cohesive in helping and supporting each other. These are the savings for you tonight. First of all, it's called the Life and Love Transformation Group for Singles because we focus again on both life and love and your transformation. It includes dating to mating. So there's 5 online training modules with educational PowerPoint, 90 pages in the workbook from my research that we use throughout the program. Audio instructional tapes, bonus videos, both of my best-selling ebooks, Live and Love Beyond Your Dreams. And there's a new educational resource library now, once you're in there, that you can get even more materials. And in the group, what you get, this is like so incredible and includes so much stuff. First, it is the trauma recovery program, personal transformation, mindset, dating, and relationship skills. And you're going to understand them and know how to practice them and use them the rest of your life. And then there's the Dating to Mating 5-module course. There's bi-weekly, so that means every other Monday we meet on Zoom for 2 hours. And this was originally a 4-month course. I am bonusing my clients still. I'm going to do it for spring, an extra 2 months. Hour 1, you learn the trauma recovery and mindset skills and the dating skills. And then the second hour, this is your personal coaching time. So you get to ask me anything you're struggling with personally, as well as any questions that you have on the lesson that we just covered. So a deep dive into hour 2. And then there's 1 hour private coaching, 2 30-minute private sessions with me. In part 1, we do a 30-minute, and then in part 2. Accountability partners, you'll be paired up with someone who will assist you with your goal setting, your healing, your growth, keeping you accountable to those goals. Did you reach some of those goals today? What did you do today? You'll have your buddy to have that discussion with. And then we do 2 follow-up group sessions. So even after your 6th month, you will meet again. This group starts March and we will go to August, like my last spring group. And then we met in September and October again to see how you're all doing and answer any of your questions. Guest coach appearances. We have some guest coaches that I bring in depending on the topics you want extra information on. We've had a sex coach. We've had a spiritual coach. So we're discussing that now in fall group, what type of extra bonus coach they might want to hear from. Supportive, loving community, be a part of this community that gets you. We're empathetic. We all have been through trauma. We could be the family you never had, the sisters, the mothers, the daughters, because I have some that are older than me, but you learn a lot and everybody is very kind and supportive. Here's Beth. She was in my spring group. This is after her part 2, after she was graduating. And you can hear what her experience was.
Hey, my name is Beth, and I wanted to come on here and give my testimony for how Dating to Mating has been working for me. I love the program because it's truly opened my eyes to being more conscious in dating versus before. I was very unconscious, not paying attention to red flags, not making sure they're pursuing the things I need to be happening in a long-term committed relationship. So I've been able to identify the red flags, be more conscious of that, and evaluate if they fit my criteria and list of what I need in a long-term partner. It's also been very fun and exciting just to go through the numbers and have fun being pursued. I've enjoyed the process.
She's doing great. She didn't quite graduate when she did that tape for me. She has been dating someone consistently that I found out in our last meeting together. So she's doing great. Here's a list of what is included in the group. And there's 17,000 in bonuses for you tonight included. So this is a lot of extra things that you'll get in your group. Again, 2 months of free group coaching. So after the initial 4, you're getting an extra 2 months. Private focus session before we start. That could either be your discovery session. If you already had one, you will get an extra hour with me so we know what you're focusing on. And if you're struggling with anything, we're going to handle that right then and there. 2 private coaching sessions throughout the program, part 1 and part 2. Copies of my latest books I wrote over the summer, Anxiety-Free Living and Loving, Beyond Your Dreams, and Happiness Beyond Your Dreams. Graduate Award. This is when you attend every class. You get a free session with me post-graduation for an hour. Usually I like to do it 30 days down the road to see how you're doing. Educational Resource Library, that was put in there for the spring group last year. Monthly bonus handouts prior to starting. So if you sign up this evening, then you get monthly handouts that you can start adding to a notebook. And between now and March, there's an awful lot that you're going to get. Sometimes I just write something. It's like, here, guys, I want you to have this. I just wrote it. I like to give gifts. And then when you pay in full, you get that course, Success in Dating, which is worth $1,000. It's fabulous. All the warning signs you need to know about dating to stay safe. And it was newer information after I wrote Dating to Mating, and I wanted to put more information out there. So I put it in this course, Success in Dating. Here is Linda, a different age group who attended spring group. So she was in Best group with her.
Hello everyone, my name is Nova Linda Larkin. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I feel so much more confident, beautiful, prepared to go out into the world. I haven't been in the dating world for a very long time after a long divorce. The biggest thing was to build my confidence and my self-worth. That's been very wonderful and it's been very helpful for me. So the class, I highly recommend it. Very hands-on and you get to learn a lot. The biggest takeaway was getting to meet other like-minded women that were looking for love. The class really provided me with the words and what to say because I've learned all of the questions to ask and all the red flags to look for. That's been the most valuable thing for me. Riana is amazing. She's very educated, very loving, and very compassionate to all of our stories, and I want to thank her so much. Enjoy Dating to Mating. I highly recommend it.
Is a sweetheart. Linda had a boyfriend before she graduated that she was with 4 months. So I don't know if she's still with him. This is her first guy she's had in years, and she was so excited to have met him and did very well. So why is my coaching system different? Again, over 40 years of professional experience. It's trademarked research, many training modalities. And some things I've mentioned, the CCTP, licensed mental health counselor. I am a certified single and couples coach for 12 years. I have thousands of testimonials with people I have worked with. I am a certified mindset success coach, licensed certified addictions counselor, creator of the childhood trauma checklist that's now out there globally. I'm a business coach and college professor teaching how to get your dream job. That happened at age 22. I do NLP, emotional intelligence tools for conscious awareness. I work on neuroscience and brain-based trauma healing, spiritual philosophy and belief systems training, experiential group learning exercises with supporting group dynamics, positive and developmental psychology. I use cognitive behavioral therapy techniques, trauma release, forgiveness techniques and practices, conscious and empowered communication skills, conflict management and negotiation skills, spiritual divine meditation and breath work, sexual confidence education to increase intimacy skills, the art and psychology of dating successfully and online profile success skills, relationship communication and sustainability skills. I do have experience as a talent agent and fashion stylist in a department store in Philly called Strawbridge and Clothier. They're also in Jersey and New York. I was 25 when I did that. So I do help you get your looks together for your pictures. Personal training with over top 12 coaches. I share the best from the best. And somebody might say, I want to be a coach online, and your private time with me could be helping you get launched. I mean, it's your private time. So, I have personal childhood and love trauma and successful recovery. So I get you. I totally understand you. And I'm right there with you with a lot of compassion. Here's Leah. She didn't wait. And what's occurred since her life and love transformation group? can hear her story a little bit.
Everything I learned in the first session, I was like, oh my God, I've always needed something like this. I wish it happened sooner, but I'm thankful that it's happening now. For me, it was the dating part. I think I had been closed off to it. I was in a very long-term relationship and I really didn't want to. And I think you helped us so much. I've given myself so much to this program. I better do this one thing. And, honestly, that's how I met my now significant other. Yes, he's my fiance now. His name is Ben. He is phenomenal. I think it's interesting because we had an exercise where we had to really write what we think the right person for us and what are some attributes we want in a person. And he has everything plus more things that I could ever want. And I don't know if I've ever met such a great match to who I am ever. Obviously, I don't want to say I did this class and this happened, but I think it really did. I think it's like so many things happen after this course for me. But I think the big thing is just, starting to plan a future with someone else and starting to talk about family and buying a home and all these really things that I only wish that I could have when I was taking the class. So it feels like a full circle. And I think being happy in my personal life kind of overshadows everything else. The part of investing in yourself and self-care and mental health, it could change your life. I'm so thankful that I did reached out to you and grateful that you're like, let's do this group thing. I think you would be a great fit. Without that, I really, truly, honestly don't think I would be here today talking to you, engaged and happy in my relationship.
She also had incredible job promotion as well and moved up to the east side of New York in a much nicer apartment. So a lot has changed for her as well. That's what I love. All life areas change. There's some of the many benefits of the group here. The course value is over $30,000. It does sell for $4,997 on my website. There's an incredible offer I'm going to show you in just 1 second for the holiday special. Again, we're going to heal your past unconscious childhood trauma and emotional triggers. You'll learn the mindset for success system in life, love, and business. You'll understand the art and psychology of dating successfully and know exactly what to do. I will increase your confidence, your self-esteem, your boundaries, trust, and empowerment. You'll decrease the fear-based negative thinking, anxiety, and depression that comes from that old trauma. You'll get loving, empathetic group support from others who get you, and much, much more from the group. You'll get Success in Dating course for free if you enroll and pay in full tonight. The spring group, like my other two groups, are very limited. Why? Because I'm not a coach that's going to have 50 and 150 people in a group, because I care. I care that you get the transformation. My name is on this program. It's my research. It is trademarked. And I love getting testimonials at the end. It keeps providing me with the motivation to keep touching people's lives around the world. So your success is my investment. When you purchase Dating to Mating, you'll get the $1,000 Success in Dating course for free. You're going to learn the secrets you wish your mom had told you about how to easily spot sociopaths, narcissists, and emotional manipulators immediately before getting involved, to clear the path for only attracting emotionally healthy, evolved, and loving partners. So again, there's 5 easy modules: video, PowerPoint education, plus audio tracks, self-study guides for each of the 5 modules. Handouts for me. After you do the module, you just hand it back and I give you bonus each module. And when you graduate, you'll meet with me for a coaching session so I can answer all your questions and see what other things you want to work on. The Life and Love Transformation Program has a $30,000 value. It's a total of 6 months, not 4, that's going to change your life. Like I said, the website price is $4,997. Tonight, with your Fast Action Holiday Scholarship, it's only $3,247. So you're going to save $1,750 tonight. Plus, you get the $1,000 Success in Dating for free when you pay in full. So that's a total of $17,000 in bonuses. Now, I did create 2 payment plans. And the reason I'm promoting this for a March start is because I know so many people wanted to get in, but they wanted payment plans. So I'm like, let's do it. Here's 2 payment plans. There's a 6-pay, so $570 deposit tonight plus 5 more, or a 10-pay plan. We put $350 tonight, and then another 9 payments coming out to $3,500. You will still get $16,000 in bonuses. If you're on a payment plan, the only thing you do not get is Success in Dating, which you can always buy at another time. That's just the bonus for somebody that says, I'm ready, I'm committed, I'm signing up and paying in full tonight. You can go to the lifeandlovetransformation.com site. Just open that in your browser or just write it down. During Q&A is a good time for you to go over there and check out all the details. But what it costs for you to say no to yourself, think about this, more lost time and happiness. If Leah waited, Leah wanted kids. Leah came to me at age 33. She knew she couldn't wait anymore. So she took the leap of faith. She's engaged. They're planning their family, their house. That's exactly what she wanted. You're going to have more aggravation in dating and frustration, more loneliness and depression, more toxic experiences, low confidence and self-esteem, living in fear and negativity. And if kids had traumas growing up in a toxic marriage, then we have to help your kids. And I'm very, very proactive for kids. As you know, I told you I worked in schools. So with everyone that's a parent, I always say, how are your kids? And we do parent-child relationships as part of this work. Super important to me and for you. If you want to marry and have a long-term relationship with a partner, you want them to be good for you and your kids, not toxic. You don't want any more financial hardship or ruin. That happened to me at age 24 with my first husband. He stole $200,000 from my mother, and it took me 16 years to pay her back. It was the right thing to do. But here I'm a single mom. He went after me for child support and supporting myself. I was able to get a house for my kids, and I was mother, father to my kids and still paid my mom back. But that financial hardship for 16 years was very difficult, but my mindset kept me positive and growing in the direction I wanted to go, despite the toxic thing that he did to me. Heard horrific stories, guys. I really get you. I really get your pain, but we don't want to stay stuck there. We need to get you moving into your future. We don't want more anxiety, stress, and depression over getting love wrong. Questions. You can ask me more questions tonight, but some of them, well, what if I don't think I have the time? I time the group classes every 2 weeks, so you have enough time for practice. This is more than enough time to do the exercise. Really, you're only investing a few months of your life, 6 months, for a lifetime of changes. And I am seeing the lifetime of changes. This has been time tested and proven. And remember, your clock is ticking. I don't care if you're 65 like me and want love, or you're 32 and you want marriage and a family. Your clock is ticking. So if not now, when? Will it work for you or us as a couple? It works if you stay dedicated and finish the program. I have thousands of testimonials, both videos and written, of how great the coaching works. And what if you don't have the money? Save thousands today. Now is a chance to sign up. And if you're single and you like the idea group, you have now till March to pay. You have a 10-pay now. I never offered that before. I'm like, it's what, November? Let's do this so they can easily get in and get $17,000 in bonus, and then save $1,750 on top of it. And get all that versus considering the cost of more devastating mistakes. Use a payment plans if you need to spread out your payments. Olya's dream came true with Dating to Mating as well. She says, I hope my journey will give you hope and inspiration to believe again that happiness, wholeness, balance, and peace are possible. I heard Riana on a podcast only 6 months ago. It's really hard to believe it now, but back then I felt depressed, sad, cornered, hopeless, lost, victimized, and unhappy. After 10 years of marriage, all my attempts to save the relationship failed. Since Riana was able to become my best friends with my ex-husband, the father of our child. And I started dating again, truly enjoying the process of choosing my next relationship, since now I know exactly what kind of partner will bring out the best in me and will be the best for my values, lifestyle, and vision. I can't thank Riana enough. She's passionate about helping people and she truly cares. The education in her course is top notch. You need to read hundreds of books and spend thousands of hours researching the various subjects. So she and Scott have been married for several years now. They have a little girl and her son Kai. The little girl is, I think, 3.5 or 4. And they live in a beautiful mansion on the ocean in the Carolinas. Say yes to yourself and your dreams too, guys. It's time to find and have love for the holiday season. Get the skills that will benefit you the rest of your life. It's time to have a life that you're passionate about and to have the love you deserve. And here's a summary again of the holiday saving offers. First is getting the discovery session. That's usually $497, the private 90-minute with me, the Life and Love Transformation Discovery Session for only $79. This is not offered anywhere, so you have to email me that you want it, and then we'll set up a time and you can pay me through PayPal or Zelle, whatever you prefer. So Riana Milne at gmail.com for that. That's that 90-minute discovery session. Gift 2 is the single transformation group. Again, this starts March 20th. It's every other Monday night, 7:30 to 9:30 Eastern. And we will do all this work around healing trauma and successful dating. And again, for that, you go to lifeandlovetransformation.com. All the details are there. You can enroll there tonight, get all your bonuses, get your special offers. Definitely do it before the class is full. I say I would take a maximum of 16, and we are starting to promote it now. So I don't know when it's going to fill up. This will be a replay tape going out to thousands on my email list and being offered as soon as somebody goes onto my website. They will be able to hear this tape as also part of my podcast, Lessons in Life and Love. So if you are interested, get in now. Start with a self-pay. I had one girl say, I just want to get in. I want my spot saved. She did the pay plan. She goes, if in a couple months I get a bonus, can I just pay you in full? I'm like, absolutely. So that's what she did. There it is, lifeandlovetransformation.com. These are the figures. It's advertised on my website for $4,997. You're getting it tonight for $3,247. That means you save $1,750 by enrolling in the class special. You pay in full, you get Success in Dating for free. And the 2 payment plans are now offered. $570 is paid 6 times, or a 10-pay plan of $350. Get your deposits in and your place is saved. And you get $16,000 in bonuses for that. As you check out, there's also an unadvertised special. I do not talk about it on here. It's only for those that enroll. So check that out. It's an incredible, incredible special. And I wanted to tell you it's there. So take a look at it. It's on the sign up enrollment page. So when you click enroll, you will see it. Okay. Here's a list of all the bonuses that you get. The 2 months free group coaching. Instead of 4 months, you're in for 6 months. 2 private coaching sessions with me. Your session before the program starts. We can do that anytime between now and March. If you're struggling with something and you want it early, that's okay with me. Copy of my 2 newest books. One's on anxiety, healing that, and happiness. Your graduate award coaching session for 1 hour if you make all your classes. The educational resource library, monthly but educational bonuses. As soon as you sign up tonight, you start getting your bonus handouts, and you just get a 3-ring binder and you keep collecting them. And a lot of people then pick up Live or Love Beyond Your Dreams. Some people like paperback and they start reading the books. And if you pay in full, you start Success in Dating right away when you pay in full. So that's pretty cool. And get out and start dating successfully right away with that course under your belt. So that's $17,000 in bonuses when you pay in full. Gift 3, again, 10% off in our VIP one-on-one singles or couples coaching program. You can sign up with me by just emailing me, Riana Milne at Gmail, if you have already done your discovery session. If you have not done your discovery session, please do that first. And this bonus of saving 10% goes till Friday, December 16th. And just mention you heard about it in the class. Okay, that's the only requirement. And you can save thousands that way. And gift 4, here we go. For you guys attending, the reports for singles, again, is tips for surviving the long distance relationship. And for couples, 7 tips for strengthening emotional bonds in a relationship. As a matter of fact, I'm going to send you guys both of them. Okay, because you might be somewhat single, somewhat in a couple, so you'll get both of them. How's that? Good. Yeah, I like that. I like giving gifts. Here's the links again. Just email me for the discovery session for $79 offer, or to get 10% off through December 16th. The link is lifeandlovetransformation.com. I do suggest you go over there right now if you're interested in that, so you can enroll and ask me any questions you have, but everything is spelled out there. And guys, it's time to break free of toxic relationships and have the love you deserve, and to live in love beyond your dreams. Don't wait, because you're worth it. All right. I'm going to give you a trivia question that you will email me the answer. And then if you have any personal questions, you can also do it at that time, and I will turn around and send you back your reports. It's really nice spending my time with you guys. I wish you the most of happiness and love for your Thanksgiving. I hope you have some good family or friendship love. Okay, here's a trivia question. If I have no questions, you just write me, rianamilne@gmail.com. Whether you're single or couple, and kind of let me know that when you email me. Which of the secrets do you relate to the most? Which of the 5 secrets, whether it's from singles or the couples group, did you feel like this is the one thing I really want to focus on? What thing kind of hit you, or what fact from research hit you that you felt was profound and you learned from? And I will turn around and send you your gifts. If at any time, look, I'm not far away. You know, if you like the idea of group, get enrolled before it is gone. Some people ask me, is there a replay tape for group? Yes, always. Most people really try to make it live because it helps with the cohesiveness of the group when everybody can be in class. Just helps you all grow together and get to know each other better. So that's why I give the graduation award. When does a group close? When it's full. 16 is the max. I got to make sure I'm helping all of you. And it starts March 20th, and I'm introducing it now. So those that really want to get in can get in and get into a payment plan that's affordable for them. Or if you want to pay in full right now, let's get you started on Success in Dating, get you the ebooks, and get you the handouts between now and March. I've had other people sign up and wait 2 or 3 months to get in. Now's the time. But Success in Dating will give you quite an edge in getting out there and dating with confidence. Trust me, it was designed that way. Lady Sharon, hi. Here's a question. Thank you. Any suggestions, if you have, to spend Thanksgiving alone for this 6th year in a row? Aw. My friends are all with their families. No good family here. Do something that you love. You know, maybe something in nature, going to a favorite spot, packing yourself your own dinner, lunch. When I was alone, I go to the beach and read a book, usually a spiritual-based book. And I get into a feeling of gratitude for what I do have instead of focusing on what I don't have. And that's a part of the philosophy of our mindset for success. We know that time will pass when we may feel lonely, but we stay in positivity. We remember what we do have. We become very grateful. Reaching out to old girlfriends, even from high school or whatever. Zoom friendship. Yeah, that's a good idea. Having a Zoom meeting with an old friend from high school or college. That's always good too. You know, if you have to be alone, like I said, I have done it. I go to a special place where I feel happy and I do some praying, which is our meditation, divine spiritual meditation, and just get into my gratitude center of everything I have. You know, many blessings to you. I'll keep you in my prayers for some happiness on Thanksgiving Day. Thank you, Michelle. Success in Dating, she says, is a wonderful course full of great information. Yeah, if you can pay in full, it's a really great bonus. There's PowerPoint education, like I said, mini guidebook that you fill out the answers as you go. And it gives you a lot of information that is not in DTM, because I wrote Dating to Mating first and then Success in Dating years later. I got to get into more safety in dating here. I speak it, I coach it, but I'm like, I wanted it written down. I wanted it in PowerPoint so that my clients were, you know, knew the exact skills to do and could say date. Yeah, it was a great primer to get ready for DTM. Look up meetup groups for singles. I know are in Florida, our meetup group, it's meetup.com, has a lot of activities for singles. They're all meeting out at a restaurant for Thanksgiving dinner. Thank you, Shona, about the accountability partner. You don't feel alone, even if you're on the other side of the planet, because Shona's in Australia and her partner's in the USA. If I can help you personally, you have my email. Just send me your little trivia question, and I will turn around after this tape is done and send that out to you. So again, thank you for your time. Thank you for hanging with me the whole time. I love you guys. I want you to know that you're never alone. Okay? The world is abundant. You can do this. You can have the love you deserve. You can create the life you desire. I'm telling you, it is not beyond your reach. You just have to take the first step. You just have to take what we call that leap of faith. And that's what we all did, myself included. All my students who finally said yes to themselves, I deserve this. I want to live in a different way. I do want healthy love. I want to have an incredible feeling with my kids, in the world, with my business, within myself. You know, everyone's working on something different, but getting the skills that you need are the same. And I've got you. 23 years, I've got this. So together, we're going to make it happen for you. All right, guys, thank you so much. And again, many blessings. And do remember everything we are blessed to have in this world. Thank you. Good night.
Are you struggling to find love and happiness? I'm Coach Riana Milne. For over 40 years, I've helped thousands of clients create the life they desire and have the love they deserve. Join our Singles, Life and Love Transformation Group, a program designed to heal your past childhood and love trauma and teach you how to attract emotionally healthy love for lifelong relationships. Space is limited. Go to the link below for thousands in savings. Do you have the mindset for success? Or are you feeling frustrated in life or your career? Or stressed you can't find love or happiness? Hi, I'm Coach Riana Milne, and I can help you turn your pain into your purpose and passion by using my Mindset for Success system. Learn the Motivational Mindset for Success coaching system that has helped thousands of my clients over 40 years, and it can help you too. It's time to create the life you desire and to have the love you deserve.